got a very special guest in the building. Honestly, when you talk about creativity, right? This man is on a different level. Best believe it. He was not just a video editor; he's a dancer as well. I mean, is the masterpiece of art as a whole. I mean, it's safe to say. I mean, make welcome Emmanuel right here to City 105. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm good.
So, which would you prefer, Emmanuel or Kachi?
Most people already call me Kachi. Yeah, so I'll go with Kachi.
Kachi is fine, right?
Yeah.
That's more like it. You're welcome to the city, by the way.
Thank you so much.
How was your journey down here?
It was good.
It was good. Are you sure? Not like it wasn't a little bit tricky.
It was tricky, but it's good.
Good one. You're welcome. In case you don't know, Kachi is a sensation on TikTok, on Instagram. I mean, this is Digital on the Ground. This is where we get to explore everybody in the creative space. I mean, influencers, creatives. I mean, to mention a few. But this young man, you've been everywhere. I mean, it's good to see you in flesh because you are one man that has made yourself into a lot of acts. You can be whatever you want to be, and it's crazy. How did it start for you?
For me, yeah, it started with how far back do we have to go?
Let's go as far back as 2019 because I know that was like the year of your big break. Let's get it.
Okay, 2019. Well, basically, I've been a dancer all my life. Self-taught. I never really went to any dance school, and around that, all the while I love dancing. I also love a lot of superhero movies, action movies, and all that. And so I was always fascinated about how they do their visuals. And I decided that, why not just a little bit of mixing dance with visual effects. So I started experimenting. The rabbit hole was quite deep. And the more I experimented, the more I realized that there is more that can be done. So I research. And after a while, it wasn't now just about the dance. I became more interested about the visual effect itself. And so I started researching, finding out other people and individuals that are very good at it already. And YouTube tutorials, and I just started blending them. Then usually the kind of dance that I do would be I wasn't really into Afrobeat and all that. I like all them foreign music and stuff. So even in my interpretation of my works, it was usually done with foreign music and all that. But then a friend of mine reached out to me one time. I was like, why not just try this thing with a trending song that is here in Nigeria? And I was like, okay. And then I experimented, and to my surprise, the experiment was it was now like, dude, where did you come from? Like, dude, I've been here since, but you get. So when I found out that was working, then I was like, okay, let's just do more of using Nigerian artist songs, because then it kind of helped to get. It's easy for me to reach the artists that I'm doing the sound for and all that. Yeah. So yeah, that was it.
Okay, I mean, like you said, the rabbit hole is quite deep, and I really appreciate that. I mean, it takes a lot for you to deep into that level of creativity right there. I mean, we really love you, but some would argue that your biggest break happened right with the Squid Games that you did, like that video editing about Squid Games. I don't know if that is right, but I mean, a lot of people argue in the street. So how did that come about, and would you say that is your biggest hit so far?
I would say Squid Game wasn't my biggest. There is no biggest for me yet, though. But yeah, I feel like I've been doing a lot of online challenges over time. But I think what made Squid Game have the feel of the big break was my infusion of my visuals with my dance. So before, it would be basically about the dance, using my dance only to create the content. But when I was able to blend both of them, I think that gave me a head start above others, and the fact that yes, I actually won, so it kind of like also pushed. Yes, so yeah, that was it. Before the Squid Game, the first content that I did actually went very viral on Instagram was Naira Marley's Koloyewo.
For
that was
real?
actually when I did the experiment, and Naira actually reposted, and that video like went boom. And since then, that was when I continued. So the Squid Game one was more like, okay, this is a challenge. Let's re-strategize a bit and make it work. Yeah.
I can imagine now, knowing the kind of work you put into what you do. On a very good day, how long does it take you to edit a video?
I would first of all say the duration of editing a video is dependent on the tools you're working with. And I started with a minimal laptop that was just an average laptop, and it would take me almost a week plus.
Almost a week plus at a time.
To create a 30 seconds video. Yeah, and the whole time, I mean, when I say a week, I mean it includes sleepless nights. And then after the whole thing, it's putting it out, and then sometimes people saying, "Oh, nice one." Nice one, like, okay, that's 7 days.
All that work.
That's 7 days on someone
just to get a thumbs up.
Yeah. So yeah, it actually takes a lot of time. Especially, I don't like to go for easy. I can see easy and say no, that's not what I want to do. Every time I try to do something, it's mostly what I have not tried. I have to learn something in the process. So I think for me, that's my adaptation method. I like to always want to learn something in the process. So it takes a lot of time.
Okay. I mean, judging by, your mannerism in all these videos, judging by, what's the word? Theatrics in the videos, right? Have you ever thought about going into acting before?
I have done theater, dance and drama. I've worked with TerraCulture. I've done some dance productions, and which it also required us to, as dancers, to also act. So yeah, it kind of gave me an edge also. So when I am becoming a character, I have to become the character fully, and everything the character embodies, I have to also embody that. And yeah, that's
okay. I'm pretty sure a lot of people, they're already thinking about this. How lucrative is it to be a video illusionist? That's what that was on your bio. Visual illusionist.
Yeah.
How lucrative is it as a dancer / that?
First of all, it's rare in this part of the world, but it has been. But the edge is that, coming from a dancer's perspective, you can enjoy both worlds. And the way dancers are, it's almost like when you have an idea of what dance is and you implement it into other areas, there's this difference that you would apply to it. There's a way you would see it. And so initially it wasn't really doing much in terms of bringing revenue and all that, but now I would say it is paying me way more than my dance jobs. Yeah, so what I would do for a dance job that would require, say, 3 months of rehearsals, everyday rehearsals, and then the main show, I can do it with just one video edit.
Wow.
On 7 days or 6 days. Yeah.
I like that. I mean, I think I'm gonna have to enroll for your masterclass. the way the matter is going, because I understand you have a masterclass going on.
Yeah.
How's that?
Starting masterclass this month, March. I've actually been procrastinating it for a while. A lot of people have been like, "Yo, let me learn," but a lot has been happening. So, but this month, March, is starting officially. I do run masterclass often, but I haven't done this year. So it's more or less it's an online platform where I teach people how to edit. And the difference is that I do masterclass, general class, and also I do like private one-on-one. And I try to channel it to what you need, not what I think you should need. So people have different needs. They want to learn it for movies, some want to learn it to just create content. So I work based on what the person needs. So yeah.
Okay, that's good. I mean, it is a lot of work. Clearly it is a lot of work. But what would you say has been the biggest limitation for you?
Limitation would be I think I'm struggling with the word limitation because
Or the biggest challenge for you?
biggest challenge would be being satisfied with comparing what I had in my head with what I actually did. Yeah, I have this thing where the works that I've done, it's difficult to find satisfaction in the result. Even though it's like people be like, yo, it makes sense. To me, I'm like, according to what was in my head, that's like 50%. But regardless of that, I try to not be a perfectionist. It doesn't have to be perfect according to how you imagined it. You just do it and put it out. The more you put it out, the more you get better. Not like you have to wait till it is a certain level.
Till it's
then
perfect.
Yeah.
Oh, I totally get that. I mean, it's pretty much one of the biggest problems a lot of creatives actually deal with. For every work you put out, you always go back, you watch it again, or maybe listen to it again, and it feels like it's never enough.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, I mean, it feels like there's another level that you can climb. There's got to be something else that you can bring to the table that you're not bringing just yet.
Exactly.
But eventually, I think you just have to appreciate what you're doing and let people love what you do for what it is. I mean, you're right, people grow, and that's what it is. Remember, you can also be a part of the conversation. I've got Kachi in the building. You can actually put a call through 07001051 1051. If there's anything you'd like to ask him, this man is a big man on TikTok, on Instagram, all across social media platforms. I mean, when you talk about influencing, this is a niche that a lot of people need to actually explore. Honestly, I spent like hours on your page. Like, okay, how did you do this? I mean, there was this video where you opened your own skull, I suppose, brought out the brain,
Yeah.
you know, made the brain roll for like a few seconds. I'm like, yo, bro, what inspires you?
I would say art in general. Always questioning reality with dreams. There's this my AKA, the other name that I use when I dance is Morpheus Moves. And when you check the meaning of Morpheus is God of dreams, and the ability to bring what you imagine, whatever you dream about, whatever you think about, and bring it to life. It kind of challenges
The
because
Sandman.
yeah, so it's like, although it's not humanly possible, it's not physically possible, but then it's visual effects, it can, so you make it happen again.
So do you have like softwares, like a lot of them that you use, or you have a preferred one that you would rather use?
I don't have a lot of software. It's just two. It's just Premiere Pro and After Effects.
Are you for real? And
Yeah.
that is how you're able to come up with all of that?
Yes.
Wow, superb. Honestly.
Before it was just Premiere Pro. I tried to use Premiere Pro to do what After Effects can do, but after a while I decided, let me learn this other one. Yeah. So yeah, for now both of them. I'm still learning another one, but for now it's just both of them.
Nice. Okay, there you go. I mean, I love the fact that you're even very resourceful. I mean, a lot of people rather not share that. They rather just want to keep it like, make people don't know as I do anything I did do.
It's not about the tools.
It's about how you use the tools.
Yes,
Actually,
yes.
You're right. Very good one, honestly though. But what is next?
What is next would be I would say bringing it to reality in terms of a stage where you can see in real time the combination of both dance and visual effect on stage. I feel like that's something that our platform here in Nigeria, I dare to say Africa, hasn't really done much of. It's like imagine a show. You go for an event, and let's say a comedy show, a musical concert, and then at the backdrop there you see the name of the artist, and throughout the time the artist is performing, it's just the name or just something else showing. But I see a stage where everything is correlating with the performance itself. I'm talking about visual effects happening that you, the performer on stage, can always, it's almost like you know what's going to happen behind, and what's happening behind is also happening with you. You get a blend of both worlds in real time. Yeah, that's where I'm heading towards.
Man, that is quite visionary. Honestly, yeah, that is quite visionary. I mean, abroad, that is more achievable. But it would seem as though over here in Africa, a lot of people don't really put so much work into how to perform, and it's sometimes really weird. Now, as an influencer, Now we've seen a crop of skip makers right now going into music.
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty much like the new thing, and they're doing really well. Do you ever see yourself, spreading your tentacles into the world of music?
I remain open-minded. I
Have you ever tried singing before?
I do sing, just not my song. So yeah, I remain open-minded.
Okay, so that means you can actually drop a song. I mean, you have the following already, so there's really nothing stopping you.
Is it I drop the song or I drop the visuals for somebody else that already have a song?
And that's something. That one that you did with Tiwa Savage.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it. I mean, for real, let's talk about it. You came out of the small circle in Instagram, the
Yeah.
profile picture, very nice, very creative. But you stopped the video at a very convenient place at some point.
Yeah.
Why? You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about, all right? So I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to poke that hole just a little bit.
When you say stop the video,
There was one part that, she was back in the camera. You took a selfie, and I don't know what happened next.
yeah, I literally the vibe of being in the same setting, taking the same pictures and poses with her, kind of make it very interactive. Like, yeah, it's let's say take ownership of the space.
I like that.
Yeah, so yeah, that's what I did there.
Okay. So working with guys in Nigeria, working with the guys that make music in Nigeria, how easy or would you say how difficult has it been for you?
Right now, one of P-Square official dancer. I dance with P-Square Don Flex.
Oh, Don't Flex. Oh,
Yeah,
good.
so I would say for me, working with them, it's been the most chilled. In terms of my years in dance industry, yeah, it's been the most chilled. And then working with other music artists in terms of, because sometimes I help some music artists create content for their song, and some would be like they would also want to participate. I would say that can be very challenging because most of the artists, I feel, the power that they bring to creating the music in terms of the power that they bring in delivering it, there's like this gap. Yeah, if we want to be honest, there's like this gap, and only a few artists I feel like have been able to bridge the gap. Like, even if you don't like my song, when you see me perform on stage, you must like my song, compared to you might love my song so much, then you see me perform and you're
Yeah,
like,
it's a little bit-
nah. Yeah, so in creating visuals and the artist want to participate, I have to make sure that I'm able to explain to the artist how much energy he needs to put on his own song. So it can be
Challenging just a little
yeah,
bit.
yeah.
Okay. I like that. A lot of people must be wondering who's this guy. This is the part where you call out your handles on TikTok, on Instagram. So while we're still having the conversation, they can check you out real quick.
Okay, yeah. CEO _ masterpiece on both Instagram and TikTok. That's the brand. That's the name. Yeah.
CEO _ masterpiece.
Yes.
On TikTok and on Instagram. Very well. So if you would go back in time and tell me one thing that could have made you give up, what was like the worst blooper you ever faced? One thing that you felt like, man, this nearly rocked me so bad, but I'm glad I did not give up. What situation would that be?
I would say my time in school and still going for dance gigs. There was this time I actually missed my exams throughout to go
What?
compete. I was in the house for 3 months. I did tell my parents and they were like, don't do that, don't. And I was like, trust me, I'm going to win.
And did you
And
win?
at the end of 3 months, no, I did not. And then it was like, see, so maybe now this is a sign that this is not for you. Maybe now you can go back. And that was like, for me, that was like I was at the edge. And I couldn't now prove to them all these things I've been saying since. But as God would have it, few months after that, there was another competition in Port Harcourt, which this time I didn't tell them. I just went for it. I'm still mortal. And I did win that one. That was, I think that was 2015 or so, or 2011. Yeah, I did win that one. And that was how I was able to start working with some P-Square since then. Yeah, so then I called them, like, yeah, I went for another competition. They're like, I told you not to. I won. I still told you not. I won 500,000, and then yeah, so yeah, that was.
I like that. I like that. Would you consider that moment your best moment, or have you had better moments?
For now, I think that was the moment where I was able to prove to my family that this thing I'm chasing, it can actually work. And then since then, I didn't have to overly prove myself.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. So if anybody wants to work with you right now, what do they need to do?
They need to. When you say work, what do you mean?
Work with you, like maybe wants to partner or wants you to make a video for them in any ramification.
Okay, yeah. First of all, the person needs to be very open-minded. You might have what you want, and you also need to know that even though we all have what we want, there's always something else that can be brought to the table. And yeah, just know what you want to do and be open-minded, and be willing to just. That is still about open-mindedness. Yeah, it's not easy to work with people that are not open-minded. So yeah.
I can imagine. Oh well, big shout out to you. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thank
I
you
really
so
do
much.
appreciate. I mean, I've actually learned a lot from you. Honestly, I feel like I've been struggling with getting to the social media space. It's a lot of work for me. Like, I'm pretty sure a lot of people feel that way too.
I keep telling people that feel that way is the question would be, it's not just about the social media, it's your perception of it. People think sometimes that, if I do this one, people might not like it. At the end of the day, the truth is nobody on social media actually sends you at first. Like, nobody sends you. Whether you're doing something great or you're doing something stupid, what they send is consistency. What they send is intention. You can be stupid and be intentional, and you would get people that would love that. And you can be wise and not still put yourself out there, and people will see you as, no, that one is not ready.
You're right.
Yeah, so don't
You're right.
overthink it. Overthinking is one of the things that could just limit us.
Okay. Wise words from you right there, Catchy. Honestly, I'll do well to remember that. So tomorrow, like, let's be stupid on Instagram. Honestly, shout out to you. This is the part where you call out your handle again one more time.
Yeah, CEO_masterpiece on Instagram and TikTok.
Definitely. Thank you for coming through. It's been quite an enlightening chat.
Thank you
Honestly,
so much for having me.
It's always a pleasure. Definitely. We need to see you again a few more times. I mean, you are an embodiment of talent. If you were to request for a song for us to stand up, what song would that be? What song are you feeling at the moment?
The song that I'm yet to work up. Let me not say too.
You can say. No, we love exclusives right here.
Patoranki Abobi.
Pato Rankin Abobi, why that one?
That's one of the most deepest songs this period. Especially when I listened to the acapella version, it was just very deep. It had a whole lot of stories, especially what's happening right now in Nigeria and all. Yeah, I could easily relate with that.
So should we be expecting the video for that one or visuals for that one?
Definitely.
Okay, well, our fingers are crossed. We're definitely expecting that one. Big shout out to you. Thanks for coming through on the show. Definitely, Pato Rankin Abobi is our way of saying thank you. All right, thanks for coming to the show, man.
All right.